And we're live. What's up, people? No intro music. I'll sit and let a few of you join the room. While you guys are doing that, I'll get my topics together. But I just put out a hype video for you guys too, for those of you who aren't on here yet. But like I said, I'll give you guys some time to join up. Let's see it. All right, there go one. Marcus, what's up? What's up? Lil Sonic, what's good? My Noti gang. Love you too, bro. Damn, that was hard. I feel that. Love you too, my G. Sup. Y'all joining up pretty quick. Make sure y'all hit that like button when you're joining, so you don't forget. Cause I know how y'all like to let me just babble on for a little while before y'all hit it. But man, yeah, man. That video kind of for those of you who watched the hype video. Okay, there go kill 'em all. I guess y'all liked him. I had like writer's block or something. I couldn't really get it out. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I don't know why. Just it was like that. Thanks, man. Thanks. Straight fire. Lil Sonic, you watch everything I do though. Yeah, you watch everything. Like you. Matter of fact, I got to give you like moderator rights because you one of the main supporters out there, man. Hold on, let me add you. Yeah, you definitely been an ambassador. Appreciate that, man. Like button has been destroyed. There's only 5 people hit that like button, man. But I'm gonna let it rest on that. I'm gonna dig right in, man. You guys already know what it is. We've been talking shit back and forth all week, with the likes of Lord Brunson and beyond and so on, right? We all know that the Eagles, and I think it's befitting. I said that in the video. The Eagles are in the way of our destiny, right? And although I don't like the losses that we've had, I don't really like the fact that we've been, stressed out by teams that I think we should have beaten easily. I couldn't have asked for any other way to get into the playoffs. Like this is a pre-playoff hype game for me because it's the Eagles. Let's just face it. I live in Philly. I'm gonna go watch the game with some Eagles fans tomorrow, so I can either laugh or cry, man. Like I'm gonna take it like a man either way it go. I do believe that if we lose to the Philadelphia Eagles, as wounded as they are, then we don't deserve anything. I'm not cocky. It's not hubris or narcissism when I say that I think that we beat the Eagles easily. I think we beat them due to the fact that they don't have any offensive firepower that's scary, that's frightening, which also can be, a curse for any team that comes in a little bit too excited. You know what I mean? Because if you don't really have enough tape on any of these guys, they're not really world beaters. We don't see anybody that just jumps off the screen. They don't have Deshaun Jackson. They don't even have Alshon Jeffrey, and he wasn't really that scary to me. He's a big target, but I think we played him pretty well throughout his time here. So for me, I think that we win convincingly if we won convincingly and they were a little bit more healthy when we played them the first time. But we still got to suit up and play. Being as though it's kind of cold here in Philly, I think that our game plan, man, it's got to be. Oh, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. True Blue 72. It's got to be a heavy day for both Pollard and Zeke. That ground attack last week. Shout out to both those dudes, but that ground attack showed me something last week. It shows that if we're committed to the run, if we're committed to anything physical, I think offensively or defensively, it bodes well for us, even if it doesn't always work. First time out, I think sticking with it, having a little bit more perseverance as a play caller for Kellen Moore and this offense, getting Dak to kind of settle down, which I think it'll be a little easier to get him to settle in now because his shoulder, and I'll get into that a little later, but his shoulder seems to be bothering him. I think I could tell in those last couple of games if it didn't get injured in the last game, but I think I can tell like the last 2 games his throwing ability hadn't been the same. I didn't know if it was the fact that he had banged his finger in one of the games. I think it was the Bills game. He hurt his finger. In the Patriots game, it was raining, so we didn't really get to see the best of Dak then either. And then again in this Rams game, he really didn't have to do much because Zeke was killing it. So I do think the shoulder might be bothering him, but I don't think it's going to bother him enough to make it so that he's a liability in this game. So for me, and for you guys, I really think that it's best that it came down to this because I can't think of any more excitement other than the Super Bowl or an actual playoff game. This is an exciting game because I actually live in Philly. and it's for the marbles, man. And I really do like sticking it to Philly. I respect people, but I like sticking it to Philly, man. I just can't help it, man. That's just my thing. As far as Jason Garrett goes, man, it's also bittersweet in that regard too, because I know a lot of you, like myself, I don't really like him as a coach at this point in his stint, because it's been 10 years. I feel like 10 years is way too long to figure out if whether or not somebody is the guy. And it's true that every other year he's average. This year, it's like he was fighting us to get us to be 8-8 again. It was like he was going to bat to try to make sure we were 8-8. And I'm not feeling that, man. I feel like he got to step up. I feel like it's time for Jason Garrett to show us something other than, you know, some claps and some spit on the sideline. I want to see some in-game adjustments, and we haven't seen those yet. So hopefully Jason Garrett gets it together with that. But I can't root against us. So, would you want to see him go? Yes. But if he wins this game and he wins out the rest of the season, and gets us deep into the playoffs, chances are we're going to have Jason Garrett again. I really do believe that if he wins, even if he wins one playoff game, I think he keeps his job. If he wins two, man, it's definite. And if he actually gets to a Super Bowl, which we all hope he does, then yeah, get ready for the next 10 years, because that's what it's going to be. Um, I don't know. How do y'all feel about that though? Like, how y'all feel about Jason Garrett being here for the long haul? I don't know if I sound like a hater or not. I just don't really feel like, even if he wins, I don't feel the man. I don't know what it is. I just don't feel him, man. Mark, I know you don't feel him. I know it's a few of y'all who don't, but I just don't feel that dude. I think that his time is up. His backbone is just ain't there, man. Yeah, it's a catch. He a catch 22. Like, he a good guy, Marcus. He a good dude. He a nice person. I heard True Gunner was like, yeah, I met the man. He's a wonderful guy. Like, yeah, I drank a beer with Jason Garrett. I don't have a problem with him personally. I just have a problem with the way he runs our football team, and I feel like we could do a lot more than we've been doing. So yeah, like I said, it's nothing personal against Garrett. I hope we win. I'm not one of those fans that want us to get rid of Garrett so bad that I want the team to lose. I'm not that shallow or crazy, but no offense to anybody who is. That's just not me. That's not me. Hold on. I have to invite him to a barbecue. Yeah, right, Tim. I feel you. Yeah, you had to invite him to a barbecue, but not on your not running your team, man. Megatwine, what's goody, man? How you? How you, man? You said you want. Hold on, I missed your first one. Hold on. You want JG home, but we have to be careful. We get the right coach. Yeah. I mean, at this point, I'm ready to go through the coaching carousel. I'll be honest with you. I'm ready to go through. I don't want to hold this team back, but I'm ready to take a shot at bringing in a guy like, that. Excuse me, that was ugly. Oh man, must be tired. But I'm ready to bring in a guy who really has the temperament. He may or may not have all the experience in the league, like Urban Meyer doesn't have NFL experience like that. But I'd be willing to take a shot on him. I hear a lot of people talk about Lincoln Riley. I don't know Lincoln Riley, so I can't really co-sign that one. But yeah, I'm ready for somebody new. We did bring in. Oh yeah, everybody, everybody talking about that Charlo versus Harrison fight. I like when fights become personal like that, because you're going to get a good fight. There's going to be electricity in the ring. Those guys really don't like each other. So yeah, I'm excited to see Harrison beat Charlo again. I think Charlo is a strong athlete. He's an athletic boxer. He's a good puncher, but if he can't connect, and he can't, he's tight. If he can't connect any big shots, I think Harrison is definitely the better boxer. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to that. You said bringing the belt back to Texas. Yeah, I mean, I don't like the Charlo brothers trip. I don't like them. I don't. I don't like them. I just don't. Yeah, hit me up, man. Text me. I'm watching that joint tonight. I'm actually waiting for my brother to get here. We're gonna do a video tonight, and then we're gonna get drunk and watch them fights, man. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Amari Cooper, man. What's up with our Ferrari, man? He been kind of quiet lately. Um, not like I'm mad about that. He made a big catch, a nice catch against Jalen last week, and we really didn't need him last week. But I'm ready to see him turn loose against this Eagles secondary. I think their defense is just trash. If you let Miami put up 37 against you, I think we should roast them, man. So I can't wait to get this week going, man. Um, he said Kerry Hyder, nobody talking about him on the team. What about him? What about Kerry Hyder, Twan? I don't understand what you mean. You said you think Amari goes off tomorrow, Mark. I don't know. I don't want him to go off because I don't really want to. I don't want to have a game where we're putting the ball in the air and just giving up, opportunities for the Eagles to stay in this game. I want us to take the air out the ball, smash mouth early, run the rock, especially being as though it's cold, and then just like suck the life out the game. Pause. Mr. Dunn, yeah, he is. Kellen Moore is starting to figure out things. I think he's understanding situational football, and you can't really get into understanding when to call certain plays in certain situations unless you actually have that experience. So that's why you don't hear me with the witch hunt for Kellen. I never, came at Kellen on a tip where I thought he should be gone. I just felt like Kellen needs to grow up, and you have to take the good with the bad and let him go through his growing pains. Still frustrating, and youth or no youth, there's no excuse for coming in each game with the same plan within the red zone. Like you have to, not just switch up the play call itself because he'll do a different reverse, but it's still a reverse at the 30. Like switch up the entire thought process, in certain games. You might go every other game with that package so that you can stagger it, or every 3 games you do that, and you have 3 different red zone packages and switch it up when you get into 30 each time, something like that. I think that. What's up, Pat? 1984. How you, man? What's good? I think that would help Kellen Moore a little bit if he just switched it up just a bit, and we understand what defenses want to do against us. So when you know what a defense wants to do against you and what they're expecting you to do, that is an advantage if you pay attention to it. Like if you know how they want to attack you based off of what they think you'll do at the 30, now you have all of the surprise element in the world. Same thing on defense. You see what the blitz was able to do against the Rams. We blitzed off the edge almost every play. Like it was a lot. We blitzed Jalen a lot. We blitzed Jordan Lewis off the edge, and it was a beautiful thing. Like I was watching. I was actually doing a breakdown. I was watching what happened when we had Golf moving to his left. He looked pedestrian. When we made Golf move off of his spot and we took away that first read, it was over for him. They have a few, different looks that helps them get quicker reads where you can't press them on either side of the ball when they just bring everybody in tight. Those things happen, and he was able to get a few completions in then. But when it was just straight up line up and beat your guy, we did a great job. You said Keller has unleashed the beast in this offense, and he has the numbers to prove it. Yeah. Well, there's two things. It's not just we're not just the number one offense in yardage because Kellen Moore is calling like great games. We're behind sometimes, and we're getting a lot of yardage due to the fact that we have to get up the field. We're playing a lot more desperate. I can give a shit if you're number one in offense. I really could. Your red zone efficiency, your turnover ratio, and your time of possession is what I really like to pay attention to. That's Parcells football 101, man. Parcells used to run the rock. He don't care if it was 6-0. He will run the ball, run the ball. If his back was against the building in his own territory, he was punting to try to. He had a good punter. He was trying to get good field position. Just switch that up. Um, I feel like if you can make sure that if you get short fields, you score, and you play pretty good special teams where you're controlling field position, the way the Patriots do. They showed you this year what you're able to do with a struggling offense, but solid defense and good field position and good special teams. That's what it can do for you. And with an offense like we have right now, if we were solid with it when it comes to special team and field position, and we were solid when it comes to our turnover ratio, um, I can't think of a team that can beat us at that rate. Like when we're playing that way, and we're firing off the ball. It's hard enough to beat us as is when we don't get any turnovers. We've been, minus in the turnover ratio and still close in those games that we were. So it's tough to beat us anyway. If we don't turn the ball over and it's even Steven, it's tough to beat us. If we turn the ball over once or twice, you still have to deal with us because Dak turns into a dragon. As soon as he's down, he starts to go crazy. He could go into sicko mode or something, man. So it's just it's something, man. You said big question in this game is Tyron Smith playing. I don't see him on the injury report. I think he is playing. Um, was he injured? It isn't. I don't know. I can check, but yeah, I think he's playing. Yeah, I think he's playing. I'm not really, like I said, I'm not worried about Philly, man. I'm worried about our ability to execute, but I'm not worried about what Philly has to offer. I'm worried about us coming in and actually playing up to the level that we can play to. If we do that, I think we beat Philly easy. And that's not even shit talk. I just really feel like Philly is looking for the coup de grace, right? They're looking for a reason to just roll over and call it quits. Um, they're going to play inspired football because it's us. All teams do when they see us. But yeah, I think that Philly's already kind of out of it. I think they're out of it. Zeke and Tony, man, like Zeke and Tony Pollard. Shout out to Vash Lombardi, man, for the breakdown that he did of those guys, man. But Zeke and Tony are whew, they a nightmare to handle, man. Both of those guys together. I love watching the highlights that I put together, and the ones Vash put together. I just like watching them, not because I did it. I like watching them because it's just sick to watch both these guys run. Like Pollard sees a sliver of light, he could just run straight through it. Whereas Zeke, he could do the same. Like he can get through and burst through, but Zeke, if you arm tackle him or you get in front of him, it seems like he knows how to get contact without using his head and his shoulders primarily. Like he still bowls people over, but it'll be like a stiff arm. It doesn't hurt him as much as it did like a Marion Barber, where Barber would just run right at you with his face. Zeke's not really a cracker like that. He's like he's just a strong runner, and he makes you feel it. If you watch the highlight, watch the game of the week highlight that I put together, right? And look at Eric Weddle. Just keep watching Eric Weddle, and you'll see what I was talking about when I said we need to pound teams into submission. If you watch Eric Weddle, you'll see every time he got up, he trying to fix his face mask. He was getting up slow. He was hurting every time he had to hit Zeke. Man, he didn't want to hit Zeke no more. He didn't want to hit him no more, which is why Pollard could come in and run through those slivers just like that. Like I'm not one of those guys that thinks like Pollard won't be effective if he was a starting back. No different than I think Christian McCaffrey or Kamara would be. I think they would be pretty good backs, but I think their careers last longer when you have a guy who doesn't need maybe more than 10 carries, 15 touches a game to get 100 yards. That's good when you have someone like Zeke in front of him. So for those of you who say, "Oh man, it's time for Pollard to replace Zeke," I don't really think so. I think that um, what should happen or what's going to happen is you're going to see this running back by committee. Even though Zeke comes at a higher price tag to keep that committee, we have Pollard, who's a fourth round draft pick, so he's not costing us that much, and we don't have to re-sign him for maybe 2-3 years. So um, I think 3 years, unless he holds out or something. But he has no leverage to hold out when you have Zeke. Paying Zeke what you're paying him. So I think we're going to have both of those guys in the backfield. God forbid any injury for the next few years, and I'm excited because that's a tandem that I don't think can be fucked with, man. I don't. Yeah. Are you going to the game? No, I'm not. Yo, listen, I don't really go to the Philly games, man. I went a couple times, but I went 2 years ago on the New Year's game. First off, I want to enjoy the game. If I have to wear 5 different layers of clothes to watch the game, I ain't excited. That's one. Two, I got spit on at that game, right? I did. Don't know who did it, so can't really. I just found the spit later, but that's fucked up. But I know I wanted to fight everybody around me, man. So yeah, I can't really go to those games. I don't really. I'm not for that. I'm not for it. Uh, yeah, I'm not for that. You ain't gonna spit on me, man. And I don't want to snap on nobody's kid, or whoever did it. I don't know who did it, but yeah, I can't bang with that. Can't bang with it. And it was brick cold, man. My feet was frozen. I was like, is this really worth it? Like I paid you money. I paid money, good money. I was at the 50-yard line, like 7 rows back. Good money to get spit on. Like what the fuck? Nah, I'm cool. So yeah, no, I don't really care about the games. I want to enjoy the games. Plus, I have a few Philly fans that are watching the game with me, so we'll probably go to like Buffalo Wild Wings and have some drinks. We're about to get it in because I got nothing but Philly Eagles fans around me, and I can't wait to look at their face when we beat them. So, or vice versa. I'm a man about mine. I've taken my lumps like a man too. You know. Yeah, man. Fuck the link. You right, Rue. What's up, Rue? What's up, Eddie? What's wrong with Philly fans? I don't know. They angry, man. Philly is an angry city, believe it or not. Like this city, I live in a relatively okay neighborhood, and somebody got shot in the head in front of my house at 10 a.m. Uh, about a month ago. Yeah, dead. So, and that's real. Like Philly is crazy. It's a crazy city. It's not like Chicago, where it's a lot of gangs, it's just everybody crazy in Philly. Like your mailman will fuck you up in Philly. It's really like that down here. Everybody is some level of hood. The nerds are hood down here. And I'm a nerd in Philly. I'm not even a hood boy. I'm a nerd, but anywhere else, I'm probably like, I'm probably a tyrant in any other. Like when I lived in Delaware, I was like a bad kid. In Philly, I'm a nerd. Yeah, man. But enough of that. Anyway, let's get to it. Let's get to it. It's more to talk about. Like I said, I was talking about Zeke and Pollard, the way we use them. Man, he has more strength than people give him credit for. That's why I gave him the comparison to Kamara, because it's not like I think that Pollard's just a scat back. He's not like a Lance Dunbar guy. He's a dude, like if you need him to run, he can make some tough runs for you. I just think his speed and his acceleration and his pass catching ability, I think having him out there with another back is just, it's prime to do that, because you need that distraction out in the backfield with Zeke threatening to run the ball when you have Pollard out on the wing and you're trying to distract people from him. And that also distracts from Zeke. So it creates a passing option between the both of those guys when you have Pollard out in the slot. So I like seeing that. I like seeing that. Hold on. He said, take a helmet. Nah, I ain't taking no helmet. Taking my pistol over there, man, to that game. What up, Kudo? Kudo 88, Texas T. What's good? What's good? Yeah, they better not lose that game, Texas T. I feel you, man. If they lose that game, man, it's gonna be hard because y'all. I know y'all get mad when I'm inconsistent. I get mad at it too because I'm trying to build this channel, but I can't lie and say that I'm not like emotionally attached to the way this team goes. Because when we have like deplorable losses, sometimes when we have a win, I'm kind of euphoric. But when we have like those crazy losses, it's hard. It's hard to watch. It's hard to watch because I have to watch the film over and over again. Pisses you off. And it's not hard like something crazy. What's up, Loving Aries? Good evening. She said that like real calm. But I said it real calm because that's the way I read it, I guess. Yeah, but I don't know, man. It bothers me. It bothers me. So we better not lose this game tomorrow. The defense, the defense. Last game we played a lot of man. Wasn't always press man, and I think we got off easy. If you watch the film, I'm not trying to be negative, but we got off easy due to the fact that the front four was getting there and moving Goff off of his spot, and Goff is not a running quarterback. If Goff was a running quarterback, we would have had the same problems we had against the Bills and the Bears, because the lanes were there. The thing that we did do that helped us some was blitz Lewis often. But while blitzing him, Lewis gave up a few wide open um, plays. Gurley had like two opportunities for a touchdown. It's just that Goff didn't deliver the ball the right way. If we had a quarterback, if we were playing a quarterback that could have just stood in there, took the hit, and got it out there, we gave up a few touchdowns that you don't see in the broadcast because we actually got there and it was an incomplete pass, or he threw the ball wrong. But to a wide open guys, man, it's crazy. You can watch like a few blitzes. Lewis, his man was Gurley, so Lewis, I think, was allowed to decide when he had Cooper Cup or Gurley chipping out of the backfield. He was allowed to decide whether or not he stayed or went. And whenever he saw a chip, Lewis would just go, and that was good. He got there. I think he got there once or twice. He got there once, but he created a couple pressures though. But every time he did it though, he left his man. He left his man wide open. It's just that we were backing him up a few times, but on the left side, on the right side of the field, he did it once near the end of the game, and Gurley had to fall for the ball, and he just dropped it. But had he caught that ball in stride, nobody was catching Gurley on that play. Yeah, nobody was catching him. So that win was great because we got off early. The formula for blowouts for the Cowboys with this offense, our formula is this, and we've done it three times this year. Miami against the Eagles, and we did it last week against the Rams. When we turn the ball over and we're able to play on a short field and score twice earlier in the game, it's over after that. It's over. I mean, teams don't want to deal with the run onslaught, and I don't think anybody can stop our run. If it's an even game or we're up, you're not stopping the run. You're not stopping it. I really am that confident. I don't think any team can stop both those guys pounding away at you, especially if we have a comfortable lead. So when Sean Lee caught that interception and gave us a short field, when we caught that and we had that forced fumble, I think, against Wentz early in that game, and he kept turning the ball over that first game. So don't expect Wentz to be as sloppy as he was. He had 3 turnovers that first game. I don't think it's going to be quite that bad again because he knows what's on the line. I just don't think he has the weapons to beat you. But if we're able to force some turnovers early in the game, or at least just to stop and score twice with our first 2 possessions, how those 2 possessions go, I think, determine how we play the rest of the game because we're pretty good against teams, especially with Richard playing back 20 yards. We're good against teams that are desperate trying to air the ball out, for chunk yardage. I don't think we have a problem with that. I don't think we have a problem with that. He said Wentz will def put the ball on the ground. I think so. I think so. Let me see what you guys are saying up here. Let me open up this chat a little bit. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, Cam? Jugga Lunatic, what's good? Tim Williams, Dustin Alexander. He said, "Give it to us straight." What's up, Dust? I only know how to do that, man. I'm sometimes a little more tipsy than others, so I might say I don't know. I must have said something on the last chat that pissed people off. Cause after the last chat, it was like I was getting a lot of views, but I kept it'd be like 3 people unsubscribe every day. I was like, "What the fuck did I say?" I don't know what I said. I must have said something. I must have cursed somebody out or something, man. I wasn't drunk though. I don't know what I said, but I must have said something because it was like, "Yeah, we don't like it." I was like, I ain't even get derogatory or nothing, man. I don't know what's up, but that's the way Cowboys fans treat me, man. I say something, I speak too much truth, I get in trouble. Oh, you said Mr. Dunn said Coach Richard, man. Coach Richard, how do I feel about him? I don't know. I don't know Coach Richard. That's how I feel about him. I don't know him. I told you guys I have a brother-in-law, an ex-brother-in-law, my ex-wife, who I knew for 20 years, and I never saw him get excited. I never saw anything but one emotion from him, which was like just funny, goofy, right? But his kids treated him like he was militant. So I said, damn, he got to be different at home because his kids act like he militant, right? And they would listen to him like they were like little drill sergeant. I'm like, damn, he a goofy dude, but at home he must be a drill sergeant or something, right? Same thing I feel about Rashard. I feel like he's always hype and angry, but to what effect? There's a difference between excitement, like Bill Cowher excitement, get you pumped up. Bill Parcells get excited, get you pumped up. Mike Zimmer's just a quiet, stoic, mean dude. He'll get you pumped up though, and you want to run through a wall for him. Chris Richard is like it's almost just hype, but for what? To what end? Because the players don't play how you act, and I don't think that his personality. I don't think it rubs off on the field. I think it creates more angst and anxiety than it does effectiveness. And I'm not saying that because now all of a sudden, I don't like the defense, so all of a sudden everything is just looked at through a different scope. It's just if the team was more physical defensively, like if we were playing fired up the way he's fired up on the sidelines, if we played like that, I don't think we would be leading the league in missed tackles because he plays like he wants to hurt something. I mean, he coaches like he wants to hurt something. So if we played like we wanted to do that, I think we would be tearing fire to teams. Um, so yeah, I don't know. I don't know Richard. I don't know Richard, and I don't know him for other reasons too, because him and Rob Marinelli, being as though they share the defensive coordinator position, you really can't tell where one ends and where the other one begins. You can assume that Rod is handling a defensive line and he has those guys pumping, but you really don't know for sure. So I don't know Richard. I know I don't like some of the things we do on third. Like we did it in the Rams game. Like I said, we were fortunate that the pass rush was getting there and that Goff cannot throw on the move because he was still playing off on like 3rd and 3. It'll be off. Everybody's 9 yards off on a 3rd and 3. Why? I don't know. Why even tempt them to throw short and try to? I mean, why? I don't understand. But we were doing it. We were doing it. So I don't know. I don't know. Richard is right now. I'm rooting for him because I want to get to the playoffs and I want to get deep into the playoffs. So hopefully he wakes up and these things aren't lasting problems. Yeah, but good question, Mr. Dunn. Let me see. Let me see. John Robinson. Dak has to protect himself. Can't get paid with with a bad shoulder. Dak deserves his money already. Ready, bad shoulder or not, I think they got to give him his bread, man. Yeah, they got to give him his bread. And what you mean, Twine? You said nobody's talking about Kerry Hyder. You never explained that. You said Patches O'Houlihan. I don't know him. Patches O'Houlihan. Where he from? Kudo. No, I don't think Amari's hurt either. I think Amari's just Amari. I think he's just been kind of he got some nagging injuries, but nothing major. You said his eyes was closed. Who? I missed that part, Antoine. I'm going through talking to some of y'all right now. Oh, it's Tyron you talking about. His eyes was messed up. Oh yeah, I don't know. I didn't know that. Yeah, I didn't know. Yeah, Sean Lee is playing. Tell me if you get that reference. Yeah, I get the reference, man. If Sean Lee playing, everybody should be healthy because ain't nobody as hurt as his ass. I know what you mean, Sonic. Yeah, I feel you. Dak shoulder, I think is good. Ms. Money, I think it's good. What's up, Sky High H22? Tim Williams said, "Preach." Ian, um, he said Peterson is 2-4 against Dallas when it counts. See that when it counts stat right there. That let me know, right? You trying to it got to be a stat there that you don't want out because you said when it counts. Because I got another stat for you. Jason Garrett is 7-2 in Philly against the Eagles. So yeah, so 7-2 is pretty good to me. I guess none of those counted. You know what I mean, but you said 2-4 against Dallas when it counts. I don't even know when did it count that we overlooked. You said Trip. You said Tony not a every down back. He a every down back. I just wouldn't want to use him every down. What for? Why add the extra pound in? If I need short yardage, I'm not gonna go to Tony. For what? Let Tony be the game changer that he is. Let him stay fresh. Let him stay off the field. He don't need 30 carries a game. I don't want to see that. Nope. Sky High said it earlier. I'm not going to the game. He said Zeke is great between the tackles. That's what Twan said. Let's see. I gotta get all the way back down here. Y'all all the way up there. You said the Eagles going to screen pass the hell out of us, man. I mean every team. That's every team's game plan against us because when you back off the ball the way we back off, it's not even about backing off our corners. It's our linebackers that we have a problem with. Don't back those guys off. We back those guys off, and that's when we give up screen passes. If we keep our linebackers down at the line of scrimmage, you'll see a blitz. It's in the film. I think it's in the film that I'm doing on Jared Goff. You'll see it's a blitz that we did where Jalen ran in first, and then Lee was able to just watch and see if Gurley released or not. When Gurley didn't release, Lee ran right at him with his blitz. Why? Because he forced Gurley to block him before running out. So if Gurley has to chip Lee and that's Lee's man, Lee can take time off of those progressions and force the ball out or force a sack due to the fact that he held Lee up because he's not 20 yards back, trying to watch Gurley from a distance. He's watching him from right down at the line of scrimmage. So that's what I mean. Don't back those linebackers up, and I think we'll eliminate those screen passes easily. You said you hope like hell we sign Coop to a long-term deal. And of course, Dak, I feel like we got this game as long as our D shows up and we get that run game going. That's the recipe for winning. Let's go Cowboys. Matt Leggett, appreciate that. Yeah, that's the truth. That's the truth. And Ms. Money too. You're right. We need to blitz more, way more. Yeah, y'all can hit that like button, man. It ain't gonna burn a hole in your head. Oh, for those of you, I'm in review right now for the membership as well. So we'll have membership tiers on YouTube instead of you having to go to Patreon. Right now, it's still on patreon.com/Akoye, but I'm going to add membership tiers to YouTube. I think, after talking to Law, I think it's a lot more user friendly, it's integrated. And beyond that, I want to start offering you guys stuff for supporting me in the chats. Like those of you who jump on faithfully, and I've tested it. I've tested it a couple times. I don't add tags to my videos sometimes, or sometimes I won't share it in Facebook. And my notification gang, y'all really be hold me down. I appreciate that. So as the year goes on, especially during the off season, I'm going to come up with some things to do for you guys for support me the way you do. Um, definitely is going to start giving out shout outs. So for those who joined even the lowest tier, that's what I'll start doing there, because I'm really excited with 2020 coming to grow this channel to where I think it could be, because I got some ideas for different types of content that I haven't really had time to really test out yet. And that was due to the fact that, when the season's going, you're kind of behind the eight ball. Like, I'm still editing Rams footage, so it's kind of hard to work on something new when you got something coming up every week, and there's a new game coming up this week that I'm now going to have to break down next week. So I'm behind the times when it comes to that. But in the off season, I catch up. I get to break down the entire 54 or 53 man roster, and tell you the good and bad and the ugly about everybody. So it's gonna be sizzling in the off season. I already know y'all gonna love watching it, because when y'all missing the Cowboys, make sure you come to the AKOYE Media YouTube channel, because I got content for days coming out for you guys, man, and I'm only getting better. So, like I said, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. He said, "Let's not act like what we saw last week is the normal. Our normal is to be consistently inconsistent. Period." Yeah, man. I used to say that about myself. I'm consistently inconsistent. That was the truth for a while. Yeah, but it's the same thing. Like, I think that the Cowboys, I don't like to speak. I don't like to speak too much, because I feel like I jinx it sometimes. So I won't even speak on that. But I will say I feel like right now we're in a good place based on the way we were performing last week. They seem to have responded finally. I steal people do rags and I sell it back to him. I love that name, man. He said, "Keep your strap on you in Philadelphia. About to be wearing cowboy gear with some strong tension tomorrow." Yep. Already seen pregame fight over this game. Game haven't even started yet. Yo, I seen families fight. My man Dan threw his own dad, onto a hood of a car, uh, over a football game. It wasn't a Dallas game though. His dad was rooting for Jacksonville a couple years ago, and Philly was playing Jacksonville, and he slammed his dad on the car, man, because his dad was like, he is the ultimate heckler, but he slammed his own pop on the car, man. And I'm like, yeah, only in Philly, man. Only in Philly. Y'all some hating ass fans, man. I never seen people who won a Super Bowl so recently be so bitter, man. What's up, Jeremy X? That's my man's right there. Jeremy X is like the king of comments, man. Your comments always long as hell on my comments. What's good, man? Mr. Anonymous, Dak sprained his AC almost every other week at Mississippi State. Per Dak himself, Dak didn't flinch when he injured his throwing hand a year ago. So Dak's for tough. Yeah, I say Dak's tough. That was true. That was true. You said it's still a game, not fighting over that. Yo, I'm not trying to. You would, Tim. You lying right now. Because if somebody spit on you, I guarantee you'll fight them. I don't care what they talking about. I don't care if we was having, the illest of disagreements. You're not gonna spit on me, man. So if somebody spit on your jersey, and you reaching up for your hoodie, and you go to put your hoodie on, you feel spit on your hoodie. You don't even know who did that. You don't know who did that, and you don't know when it happened. You don't know who did that, man. There's no way to know, but I know you ain't gonna like it. So yeah, that's some shit, man. Yo, you gotta know they did it though. That's the thing. Like, they will low key DL spit on you, man. So you could say, yeah, it's on. It's on with who? With who? Who you gonna fight? You don't know who did it. So yeah, Philly is a weird place, man. It's a weird place. Yeah, especially in the bird gang, man. That's the only place where I hear people comfortable saying all kinds of crazy shit. They'll say anything to you over there because they know, it's a gang of them. And those aren't and that's how crazy Philly is. Those aren't. I keep saying this to people. People look at Philly Stadium and say, "Yes, a jail in the stadium." The fans are crazy. Do you know what demographic of people are able to afford season tickets? Do you know? It ain't the hood. It ain't the hood, man. It ain't the hood. These are the lawyers and the doctors, man, and the bartenders in Philly. They in a not all white, but it's just the well-to-do um, class in Philly are the ones who are buying those tickets. So when you see people acting indignant and you say Philly is crazy, that should tell you, like, these are the people who actually are doing, like, a lot of the arresting. They're the cops, they're the lawyers, they're the doctors, they're the judges. They're the CPAs, the geeks. That's them that you see at the stadium acting crazy with no shirt on in the wintertime. That's them. You know what I mean? That ain't the hood. That ain't the hood. I don't see no project cats up in the stadium. It don't happen. They might play a little dirty. Um, I don't think they're gonna go out and intentionally try to injure nobody, man. But it's gonna be a cool game. He said, "Part of my debate skills coming out in the comments." Okoye. Yeah, man. You always give me a long winded, and not like a bad thing though. Always a long winded comment though. I appreciate it. Yeah, he said all the money is coming in on the Eagles now. All that sharp money. When the sharp money come back late, that is a bad thing though. That's bad. But if the money on the Eagles right now, it might just be on the Eagles to cover. You know what I mean? I don't know what the spread is. I'll look at it. But yeah, it just might be on them to cover. It might not be, you know, um, might not mean we lose. But I don't like when the sharp money changes last minute. And for those of you who don't know, damn, it's a push game too. 1.5, it's push almost. Sharp money. When you see that sharp money change, for those of you who bet, and those of you who don't, sharp money just is like when the line on a game moves. There's certain gamblers that put their money on sharp. So if they see the nation is going one way, it's like a hedge bet almost, but they'll bet against it at the last minute, and we call that sharp money. So experienced betters, and when you see them bet opposite the way you think the game should go, I always pay attention to that. I always do. I win money that way, but I don't look at it when it comes to games like this because I don't want to be discouraged at all. So I'm just gonna say, hey man, it is what it is. We just gonna rock out. Yeah, they boo their own quarterback on a normal basis. If you walk outside with Cowboys gear like I do, like, and I mean, people don't want to serve you. It's like being down south and black, in Alabama and during Jim Crow. You know what I'm saying? Like, people don't want to serve you. People don't want to talk to you. They're like, yeah, I would have said something to you, but you got that hoodie on. I'll be forgetting what I got on. I'm like, oh damn, my bad. Yeah, they can't stand this up here, man. They'd be like, coming to America. When he's like, they're like, fuck you. He's like, yes, yes, fuck you too. It's like that, like everywhere, man. People coming at you, man. All right, so enough of the Philly hate. You know what I mean? We'll get back to football, back to X's and O's. I want to see Jordan Lewis coming off the edge. I feel like if we can force Carson Wentz out of the pocket or force him to be a little bit more jittery in the pocket, this game should be, like I said, easier for us if we smother those receivers because he doesn't have a named receiver right now that can rip us apart. So, as I said, I think schematically, uh, this game fits us because they don't have anybody that can take the top off, and their running game is so by committee that it doesn't scare anybody. Like Sanders is okay. Their running backs are okay, but I think they do a little bit too much mixing it up back there. Like they went and got Howard for what? Howard didn't even really. He hasn't really gotten a chance to shine for the Eagles yet. I don't even understand why running backs, other than those that are drafted, go to the Eagles because it's like they go there to die. DeMarco Murray went to the Eagles and it was like, nah. Howard was, up there in the league, tops of the league in rushing every year until he got to the Eagles. And then it was more of that. They just do that to guys, man. I don't know. LeGarrette Blunt played pretty well for him, but he's one of those guys that never really wanted the ball, never really needed the ball every play to be effective. He's a playoff guy and a short yardage guy. He's one of those guys. But yeah, they do running backs kind of dirty. You said Tony Pollard is Brian Mitchell. Oh man, that's disrespectful. That's disrespectful, man. Yeah, you need to take that back. Brian Mitchell is just a straight line. I like Brian Mitchell as a Parcells guy. When I say Parcells guy, I mean Parcells used to say on a punt return or a kickoff return, just go straight. That's how you get the ball and just go, right? So Brian Mitchell would do that, but he has no wiggle to him whatsoever. None. Tony Pollard is not a Brian Mitchell, bro. He's like to me, he's like Alvin Kamara. Like he really, he has a very good balance. He's very explosive, and his balance creates power in his ability to shift through tackles. Like he doesn't break tackles. He kind of just shifts his shoulder or he'll shimmy here or there, and he'll break tackles as a result of that. So, um, like I like what Tony's able to do, and I like the fact that um, he doesn't have to do it all by himself because he has Zeke here with him. So, like I said, like look, man, We gonna play a good game, man. My brother is about to show up in a second. Oh, he outside. Matter of fact, texted me. Yeah, he's texting me now. I'm about to open the door for you right now, bro. My bad. I was on live. We'll probably be jumping on in a second. I gotta go hook up another mic for him so he can talk. But we'll probably be jumping on another live soon. For those of you who are supporting the channel, who've been supporting the channel, like I said, I appreciate you. Let's get together tomorrow after the game and let's talk some shit. And hopefully we're gonna be talking nothing but war cries with Vach and Law and all them, man. Let's get it though. But I appreciate you guys jumping on. And yo, give me some ideas. Those of you who jump in here on a regular basis, like I said, I'm extending this in my memberships. But beyond that, right now, I'm looking for content that you guys want to see. So make sure you guys go in the comments under this video or go in the comments under any video. I always respond and read every comment, every last one of them. So go into the comments and suggest some videos that you guys want to see, and I'll get to them, man. But I appreciate y'all, man. Rue, I'm out. Twine, I'm out. Y'all already know it's too many of y'all to name, but appreciate y'all, man. Thank you. Peace. You said you couldn't find me on Patreon, loving. It's patreon.com backslash Akoye. I should be on there. It should be right there. I got patrons right now. So it's patreon.com backslash Akoye. You should be able to find it there. If not, look in the link underneath this video. It's a Patreon link on this video itself. All right. Take care. Talk to y'all. And hit me. Hit me. All right, man. Peace.